Hello everyone, this is Magbo Gaming here, and today I'm gonna be showing off my entire Game Boy and Game Boy Color as well collection. Game Boy Color, I consider them as both one and the same. You could say they're different generations, but some Game Boy Color game works on the regular Game Boy, so of course I'm gonna put them all together. So let's start off with the little collection I have. Well, yes, I remember the last time I did the Game Boy collection video, it was with Game Boy Advance as well. But then later on I decided to separate Game Boy Advance games and have its own exclusive video, which worked pretty well. And now I guess it's the Game Boy's turn to have its own exclusive episode with no Game Boy Advance in it, because I consider that a completely different generation, even though it's called Game Boy. So starting off with Pokemon Red, my own copy of Pokemon Red right here. Yep, one of my most favorite Pokemon games of all time. I started Pokemon with this game. Also got Pokemon Green. This is a repro copy because it never officially got released here in the States. It was Pokemon Blue instead. I also got Pokemon Yellow. It is authentic. It is almost in mint condition. I'm really happy to have this copy. Also got Pokemon Silver, which is just like Pokemon Yellow that I got recently. This I also got fairly recently, sometime last year as well. So yeah, I actually started Generation 2 with this game as well, and it brings back a lot of memories. And let's not forget Pokemon Crystal as well. Here it is, guys. One of the most expensive Pokemon games out there now. It's crazy. And I'm glad that I remember looking through eBay. I got this for about 20 something dollars back then. It's crazy. I mean, now it's worth like $150 to $200 for just the cartridge alone. Yeah, glad that I got it before it went that high. The Donkey Kong Land trilogy. Got Donkey Kong Land 1 right here. Donkey Kong Land 2. Yep. And Donkey Kong Land 3. So I do have the 3 trilogy right here in pretty good shape. I did recently change the battery on this because it wasn't saving. The other 2 thankfully still saves, so that's good. We got that. And I guess we're gonna have some special Game Boy Color games. So I'm gonna start off the regular Game Boy games. Even though I start off with Pokemon and Donkey Kong. I got a complete in box Kirby's Dream Land 2. You may have seen a short that I did recently. It does have the game itself in pretty mint condition right here. And it also has the manual and the inserts. It's the only complete in box Game Boy game that I do have. That's not Game Boy Advance, of course. And yep, it comes with this and it's pretty minty, I would say. So I'm gonna put this aside. I also got Kirby's Dream Land 1. Yep, I can't forget about that. Kirby's Pinball Land. I got Donkey Kong. Yep, this is the most recent pickup I got. Wario Land 2 Game Boy version. Amazing. Kirby Star Stacker. You gotta have your Kirby's. Kirby's Block Ball. Yep, that too. Got Bunk's Adventure, which the original one, I traded it to Game World, and I'm not gonna tell you what happened to it afterwards, because I'm not gonna give this guy any attention, but I got my own more, I would say, condition upgrade of Bunk's Adventure right there. Bomberman Game Boy, yep. And I also got Yoshi as well, yep, the original Yoshi game. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is what introduced Yoshi to the whole Nintendo franchise. This is the first Yoshi game ever, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, there could be other Yoshi games before that, but I think it was that. It also came on the NES as well. I also got Super Mario Land, and as you can see right here, it's very, very mint. Like, let me see if I could show you better. You could tell that it's been taken care of very well when I bought this. It's crazy. I mean, wow. Akatsuki Cha-Cha. This is the only Japanese Game Boy game that I own right here. That's right. It doesn't matter, I guess. Akatsuki Cha-Cha right here. Tetris is another Game Boy game I have that is in pretty good shape. Like, you know, if it's good shape like this, I don't sell it. Animaniacs as well. Yep, because I love my Animaniacs. It's one of my most favorite cartoons from the 90s of all time. And I got Wario Blast featuring Bomberman as well. Yep. So this is kind of like a crossover of Wario and Bomberman together in one game, trying to fight against each other and stuff. And I also got 2 Game Boy games that is also a Game Boy Color game in these black cartridges, which is Pocket Bomberman right here. I only got 2 of them for some reason. And Pokemon Trading Card Game right here. Now we're gonna focus on the Game Boy. And I guess you could say One Piece is my other Japanese game, but for Game Boy Color. Now you see why I put them together, because it says Game Boy Color here, but yet this cartridge format right here is also for the regular Game Boy, as you can see. And I'll show it to you afterwards. Now for the Game Boy Color game, this is a repro Game Boy Color game. This is the DX version of Super Mario Land that has the full color. It's a full Game Boy Color game. Pretty much, it does not work on the regular Game Boy. So this is like an upgrade compared to the original. So I kept this one and I say, yeah, I like this version better. I got Tokitori for the Game Boy Color right here. I got a few more here, which are Mario Tennis. Yep, this is the handheld version. And you don't play as Mario and his friends. You play as completely different humans as well. So yeah, it's pretty unique, I would say. A completely different experience in this game compared to the N64 version. Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories, I also got as well. This is like the only Yu-Gi-Oh! Game that got localized here in the States in late 2001 or 2002. And then we got the two Bomberman Max games as well. Yep, you gotta love your Bombermans. I definitely love my Bomberman games. One of them is in better condition than the other, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to show you that I got Wario Land 3 as well. I also changed the battery for this recently too, because it wasn't saving and it's working now. I also got Hime's Quest, which is pretty much the most modern of all the Game Boy games I have in my collection. It's a Crunchyroll game as well, so it's very, very interesting. And I also got the Kirby Tilt and Tumble game as well, which you pretty much move the Game Boy and not the button. So it's pretty nice. It advertises just like that. Yep. So yeah, those are the three that I almost forgot to show you. Let's keep moving on. So on the other section of the whole thing, I want to show you the Game Boys that I have. So I got 4 Game Boys in total. I got this special Game Boy right here, which has a red screen like a Virtual Boy right here. I do have a review on this on my other channel in case you want to check it out, description below. And Game Boy Advance, I also have a separate review as well on another channel because it's an older video. And here it is, guys. This is my Game Boy Advance. This is a modded one, backlit as you can see. Looks really nice, right? I hope that you like it. For the next one, is not an official hardware, but it's more like a software emulation kind of thing. Because if you turn this on without a cartridge, it does read Game Boy and Game Boy Color game as well. And my other channel, I have a review on this too, so I'm also going to leave that video in the link in the description below in case you want to check it out. But yeah, this is what happens if you don't have a Game Boy cartridge in it too. So it takes Game Boy cartridges, but it also has software emulation in it too from the older Game Boy games, so it's cool. So I'm gonna show you this one right here, just so you can see like, and it has Donkey Kong there. So yeah, Donkey Kong is there too, and I don't know why, but it's kind of glitched up, kind of glitched up. Yeah, so I don't know why, but it's kind of glitched up. So I'll have to check that later. It's fine because I have my own copy anyways. It's all good. And then I also got the Game Boy Pocket as well. And that's something I was going to show you. This One Piece game right here. So this has a backlit as well. I made it myself. And it says Nintendo Ban Presto. So this One Piece game that says Game Boy Color is actually also compatible with Game Boy Pocket. And it came out in 2002, so imagine that. So this kind of shows something that Game Boy was still being made in Japan until 2003, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, the Game Boy was still making games for until 2003, around there. Let me see if that's true. This is the proof right here. Yeah, that's crazy. That's when it got discontinued. In the States, the Game Boy Color alone got discontinued in 2002 or so, or 2003. I think Game Boy and stuff like that, probably a little later. But I already showed you, you get the idea. But yep, you can play a One Piece game on a Game Boy Pocket still. So, you know, One Piece is that old. At least, you know, it has some games that are compatible with that. Oh yeah, and another fun fact before we end this, I'm playing Pokemon Crystal here, but it says that this is only compatible with Game Boy Color. Yeah, this is also compatible with the Game Boy Pocket. And they're pretty much almost the same game, but I guess this one's the expanded version. Anyone want to tell me why that's the case? I'm just curious. Let me know in the comment section below. Okay, let's get on to the conclusion right now. And This is my entirety of my game collection here for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Let me know what you think. Did you enjoy this collection video? What Game Boy games do you have? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. Be sure to subscribe so you could be notified whenever I upload new videos on your device. And any new video game related that you would like to see from me, you can look back into my channel, see if there's anything that's interested you. And yeah, you get the idea. There will be new video game hunting videos. I don't know when it's gonna be yet. I'm gonna surprise you guys. I'm gonna take my time with it. Yep, that's all I have to say, guys. For those looking for Game Boy games, best of luck. I hope you find the games that you're looking for. And I'll see you all in the next one. Magbo Gaming out. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching this video. Check these videos too that are related to what you just watched. I'm sure you will find some enjoyment there. You can also follow me on Instagram and support the channel via Patreon or buy my Magbo merch. Links below. Hope to see you again soon.